Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and exciting coins in American numismatic history, the United States Washington quarter dollar from the year 1965. This seemingly ordinary coin might just be hiding a fortune in your change jar, and after this video, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again. At first glance, the 1965 Washington quarter looks like just another quarter. But what if I told you that this little piece of metal could be worth tens of thousands of dollars to the right collector? That's right. This coin marks a turning point in U.S. coinage, a year where major changes happened behind the scenes, and some very rare mistakes slipped through the cracks. These errors, combined with its historical significance, have turned this coin into one of the most hunted Washington quarters in modern collecting. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1965 Washington quarter so incredibly special. This was the first year that the U.S. Mint stopped using 90% silver in quarters and switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. That change was meant to cut costs, but in the chaos of the transition, a small number of 1,965 quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets from the previous year. These silver 1965 quarters are extremely rare and worth a fortune. Collectors go wild for these transitional error coins because they weren't supposed to exist. But wait, that's not the only valuable error to look out for. Some 1965 quarters were also struck off-center, double-struck, or even missing key design details due to minting flaws. These mint errors dramatically increase the value of the coin, especially when the error is clearly visible and the coin is in excellent condition. If you've ever seen a 1965 quarter that looks a little off, with strange edges, doubled letters, or unusual coloration, don't spend it. You could be holding something incredibly rare and valuable. So, how do you identify whether your 1965 Washington quarter is one of these valuable rarities? Start by checking the coin's weight. Regular 1965 clad quarters weigh about 5.67 grams, while the rare silver ones weigh around 6.25 grams. A digital scale is your best friend here. Also, listen carefully, silver coins have a very distinct, high-pitched ring when dropped gently on a hard surface, unlike the duller sound of clad coins. You can also check the edge of the coin. Silver quarters lack the orange-brown stripe that you normally see on clad quarters. Another key factor that makes these coins so desirable is condition. Coins in higher grades, especially those that are uncirculated or mint state, are worth significantly more. If you believe you have a special 1965 quarter, it's absolutely worth getting it professionally graded and authenticated by a trusted company like PCGS or NGC. Collectors pay a premium for certified coins with rare errors, especially when they're well preserved. These coins are not only rare, they're in high demand. In recent years, we've seen major auction houses feature 1965 Washington quarters with striking errors or silver content sell for thousands of dollars, some even reaching record-breaking prices. The excitement around these coins is real, and the buzz is growing as more collectors hunt for that one perfect find in circulation or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. This isn't just about money, it's about history, mystery, and the thrill of the hunt. The 1965 Washington quarter tells a story of change, of hidden treasure, of a mistake that turned into a collector's dream. And that's what makes this coin so fascinating to coin lovers around the world. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this is one coin you definitely want to look out for. So, if you've ever come across a 1965 quarter that feels a little heavier, looks a little shinier, or just seems different, don't ignore it. You could be holding a rare minting mistake that is worth far more than its face value. Some lucky collectors have sold rare 1965 Washington quarters for as much as $98,000. Yes, you heard that right, almost $100,000 for a coin most people would never think twice about. Second rare coin. We're about to unlock the secrets of one of the most talked about and mysterious coins from the 1960s, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar from the year 1967. This isn't just another quarter from your loose change. This coin has stories to tell, secrets to reveal, and, in some very rare cases, the power to change someone's life forever. Now you might be thinking, it's just a quarter, right? Just 25 cents? But don't be fooled by its humble face value. The 1967 Washington quarter holds hidden treasures for those who know what to look for, and if you're lucky enough to find the right one, your coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined. This year's quarter is one of the most thrilling pieces in modern U.S. coinage, and it's on the radar of collectors everywhere. So, what makes the 1967 Washington quarter so incredibly special? For starters, this coin was minted during a period of transition in the United States Mint. Just a couple years earlier, in 1965, the U.S. stopped using silver in its quarters and moved to a copper-nickel-clad composition. But in that shift, not everything went smoothly, and that's where things get interesting. A small number of 1,967 quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from the pre-1965 period, creating one of the most sought-after and valuable error coins in American history. But the silver planchet error isn't the only rare feature collectors hunt for. The 1967 Washington quarter is also known for a variety of striking and minting errors, from off-center strikes, double dies, and missing clad layers, to broad-struck coins and misaligned dies. These kinds of minting mistakes turn a common coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure that collectors absolutely crave. The more dramatic and obvious the error, the higher the value climbs, especially when the coin is in great condition. So how can you tell if you've got a rare or valuable 1967 quarter in your possession? First, take a close look at the coin's surface and edges. If it's missing the typical copper edge and instead has a clean silver look all the way around, you could be holding one of the rare silver planchet errors. You can also weigh the coin. Regular 1967 quarters should weigh about 5.67 grams, while a silver error will weigh closer to 6.25 grams. That small difference in weight can mean a big difference in value. Next, check for visible errors. Look closely at the lettering, numbers, and design details. If anything looks doubled, misaligned, or distorted, that could be a sign of a double die or off-center strike. And don't forget to examine both sides carefully. Even small differences can turn a coin into a valuable collector's item. Sometimes it's the tiniest imperfection that brings the biggest reward. Condition is everything when it comes to coin value, and that's especially true for the 1967 Washington quarter. Coins that have been well preserved, kept out of circulation, and professionally graded as mint state or higher can command a much higher price in the collector's market. If you think you've found something special, send it in to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional evaluation can add serious credibility and increase buyer confidence if you ever decide to sell. Collectors and dealers alike are always watching the market for rare coins from this era, and the 1967 quarter continues to generate excitement in auctions and private sales. There have been reports of silver era 1967 quarters and dramatic mint errors fetching thousands of dollars, and some extremely rare examples, especially in top condition, have reached jaw-dropping figures. The market is hot, the demand is high, and the competition is fierce, and that's exactly what makes this coin so thrilling to search for. Every now and then, a simple coin turns out to be a hidden gem. And the 1967 Washington quarter is exactly that. It carries with it a sense of mystery, a rich history, and the excitement of the unknown. For collectors, there's nothing better than the rush of finding a coin with a rare error or a hidden value, and this coin delivers that thrill every single time. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this is one coin you absolutely want to keep an eye out for. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: how much can the rarest and most valuable 1967 Washington quarter sell for? In the most exceptional cases, with major errors, silver planchet strikes, and pristine mint condition, these coins have reached incredible values at auction. One particularly rare and well-preserved example has been valued at as much as $85,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter with a rare error could be worth $85,000. So take a good look through your old change, your coin jars, and that forgotten drawer in your desk, because the next great coin discovery might be hiding in plain sight. If you've ever come across a 1967 quarter that looked a little different, felt a little heavier, or had something unusual about it, drop a comment below and let us know. We'd love to hear your stories, answer your questions, and help you figure out whether you've got something truly special. Third expensive coin. We're turning our attention to a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but beneath the surface, it holds secrets that could make your jaw drop. The United States of America Washington quarter dollar from the year 1988 with the Denver Mint mark. That's right, the 1988 D Washington quarter. This isn't just loose change, it could be your golden ticket to a small fortune, and you're about to find out why. Now, if you've ever handled pocket change in the United States, chances are you've come across a Washington quarter. They're one of the most iconic and widely circulated coins in American history. But what most people don't realize is that certain dates and mint marks, like the 1988 D, come with surprises that can elevate a 25-cent coin into a coin collector's dream worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. This is the kind of coin story that keeps collectors searching, inspecting, and dreaming big. The 1988 D Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, and, like many coins from the 1980s, it was produced in large quantities. But as history shows us, even in the largest mint runs, rare errors can and do happen, and when they do, they make these coins incredibly valuable and highly sought after by collectors all over the world. The real excitement begins when we dig into the kinds of rare errors that occurred on some of these 1988 D quarters and why they're so important. One of the most significant and valuable errors found in the 1988 D Washington quarter is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank or planchet isn't correctly positioned during the striking process, resulting in a design that's shifted to one side. The more dramatic the off-center error, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date and mint mark are still fully visible. A well-centered off-strike with a clear 1988 D can be a major win for any collector. Another standout error that adds major value to this coin is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has been engraved more than once with a slight misalignment, causing parts of the design, such as the lettering or profile of Washington, to appear doubled. This kind of doubling is not just a visual anomaly, it's a magnet for collectors who know that such coins are limited in number and highly prized in the numismatic community. Then there are clad layer errors, where the outer nickel coating of the coin separates or is never properly applied, revealing the copper core beneath. These coins often appear discolored or uneven, and their visual uniqueness makes them incredibly attractive to serious collectors. When you combine that kind of error with a clear date and mint mark like 1988 D, you have a recipe for serious value. Collectors also look for broad-struck errors, which occur when the coin is struck outside the collar that normally shapes the edge. The result is a flatter, wider-looking coin with no reeded edge, a truly strange and fascinating piece that stands out instantly from regular coins. Broad-struck errors from the 1980s, especially those in near-mint condition, can fetch high prices at auctions and among collectors. So how can you tell if your 1988 D Washington quarter is a hidden gem? Start by carefully examining both sides of the coin. Look for doubling in the text, numbers, or image of Washington. Check if the design appears off-center or if any parts are missing. Use a magnifying glass or even your smartphone camera in macro mode to capture the smallest details. You should also weigh your coin if you suspect a minting error. Any deviation from the standard 5.67 grams could suggest something special. Condition matters greatly when it comes to coin value. The better the condition, the more collectors are willing to pay. Coins that are uncirculated or graded as mint state by professional services like PCGS or NGC often sell for much more than similar coins that have been heavily circulated. If you believe you have a 1988 D quarter with an error or unique feature, sending it in for grading is one of the best ways to authenticate and protect your coin's value. In recent years, error coins from the 1980s have surged in popularity and demand among collectors. There have been multiple auction records for coins with rare minting mistakes, and some stunning examples of the 1988 D Washington quarter have made headlines for fetching thousands of dollars. These sales show that the market for error quarters is alive, active, and ready to reward those who know what they're looking for. This is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history with mystery, uniqueness, and incredible value attached to it. The 1988 D Washington Quarter has earned its place as a treasure among collectors, thanks to its rare errors, dramatic misstrikes, and the thrill of discovery it offers. Whether you're a veteran numismatist or a beginner just learning the ropes, this is one coin that absolutely deserves a spot on your radar. And now, for the part you've all been waiting for. How much can the rarest 1988 D Washington Quarter sell for in today's market? Well, in the most exceptional cases, those rare examples featuring significant mint errors, flawless condition, and historical appeal, this coin has reached values as high as $50,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, struck in 1988 at the Denver Mint, can be worth as much as $50,000 when all the right factors come together. So now it's your turn. Take a second look at that jar of change, that old coin collection, or that drawer full of forgotten trinkets. You might just be sitting on a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. If you've ever come across a strange-looking 1988 D quarter, or you think you have one with an error, drop a comment below and share your story. We love hearing from our fellow collectors and might even feature your coin in a future video. Specially is going to take you on an exciting journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, focusing on one very special piece that could be hiding in plain sight, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar from the year 1966. Yes, that's right. This coin may look like just another piece of spare change, but if you know what to look for, it might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. The 1966 Washington quarter holds a powerful place in numismatic history, and for good reason. This was a unique year for U.S. coinage. Just a year earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a major change. It removed silver from the quarter and replaced it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. The reason? Rising silver prices and the demand to keep coin production affordable for the government. But with every transition comes opportunity, and in 1966, that opportunity came in the form of unexpected minting errors that are now worth a fortune to collectors. While millions of these 1966 quarters were minted and circulated, a small handful came out of the mint with rare and unusual flaws, and it's those flaws that turn an ordinary coin into a prized possession. Among the most valuable are the transitional errors, where coins were accidentally struck on silver planchets that should have been phased out after 1964. These rare silver-based 1966 quarters are not only highly collectible, but they're also nearly impossible to find, and that makes them incredibly valuable. Another major error to look out for in the 1966 Washington quarter is the double die strike. This happens when the coin is struck twice with a slightly misaligned die, causing the details, especially the lettering, the date, and even George Washington's profile, to appear doubled. This kind of doubling is not just a flaw, it's a feature that collectors love. The more visible the doubling, the more sought after the coin becomes, and the higher its value climbs. Also, some 1966 quarters were struck slightly off-center, which creates a unique visual appeal and makes them instantly stand out from regular coins. The value of an off-center strike depends on how much of the design is missing and whether the date is still clearly visible. The sweet spot is when the coin is off-center, but the date and mint details are still fully readable. That combination can send the price soaring at auction. You should also keep an eye out for missing clad layer errors, which happen when the outer nickel coating of the coin either partially or completely separates, revealing the copper core underneath. These errors can create a two-tone look or even make the entire coin appear copper-colored on one side, a dramatic and visually interesting feature that collectors absolutely love. Coins with missing clad layers are rare for 1966, and that rarity drives up their value tremendously. Now, let's talk about how to identify these valuable errors on your own 1966 quarters. First, always check the weight. A regular clad quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams, while a silver planchet version will be heavier, around 6.25 grams. You can also examine the edge of the coin. Clad coins have a copper-colored stripe, while silver coins have a solid silver edge with no visible color variation. If you have a 1966 quarter with no stripe and extra weight, You could be holding a transitional error worth thousands. Use a magnifying glass or a macro lens on your phone to carefully inspect both sides of the coin. Look for doubling in the text, especially in the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date. Check the rim and the edges for any irregularities like off-center strikes or broad-struck errors where the reeded edge is missing or stretched. These small details can make a huge difference in the coin's value and authenticity, and of course, condition is king. A 1966 quarter with a rare error in mint state, meaning it's uncirculated and has been carefully preserved, is far more valuable than one that's been passed from hand to hand for decades. Getting your coin professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC not only confirms the error and condition, but also boosts the coin's credibility and resale potential in the collector market. This is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history that captures a unique moment in the evolution of U.S. currency. Collectors are actively hunting for these rare 1966 quarters, especially those with dramatic errors and pristine surfaces. The market for these coins is strong and growing as more people discover the hidden treasures sitting in their drawers, jars, and old collections passed down through generations. Recently, auctions have featured some extraordinary examples of 1966 quarters with major minting errors selling for astonishing amounts. These aren't one-off stories. They're proof that these coins are in high demand and can deliver real value to the lucky individuals who find them. Whether it's an off-center strike, a silver planchet error, or a double die variety, these coins represent the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovery. And now for the exciting part you've been waiting for. Just how much can a rare 1966 Washington quarter be worth in today's market? Well, when all the right factors line up, a dramatic error, excellent condition, professional grading, and high collector demand, this coin has sold for as much as $70,000. That's right, a single 1966 quarter, originally worth just 25 cents, can now command up to $70,000 in the right hands. So before you spend that old quarter, take a second look. It might not just be pocket change, it could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. If you think you've got a 1966 quarter with something special about it, drop a comment below and let us know. We'd love to hear your stories, help you identify possible errors, and even feature your coin in a future video. Last unique coin. We're diving deep into a coin that might be sitting quietly in your collection, yet has the potential to be worth a small fortune. That's right, we're talking about the United States of America Washington $quarter coin from the year 1990 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, the 1990p quarter. This coin may look simple, but there's much more beneath the surface, and what you're about to learn could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. The 1990p Washington quarter might seem like just another modern coin, but in the world of numismatics, it carries with it a unique place in history. This was a time when coin production was modernizing rapidly, but even with advanced technology, mistakes still happened, and those mistakes are exactly what collectors live for. These rare minting errors make certain 1990p quarters incredibly valuable, transforming an ordinary 25-cent coin into a highly sought-after collector's prize. What makes this coin so special? The first major detail is the mint mark itself, P for Philadelphia. Unlike quarters from earlier decades, where silver content added value, the modern appeal of this coin lies in the hidden errors that were unintentionally produced at the mint. One of the most notable and valuable errors found in the 1990p Washington quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank isn't correctly aligned under the dies, causing the image and text to be imprinted off-center. These coins are visually striking and extremely popular among collectors. The more off-center the strike, especially if the date is still clearly visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another rare and exciting error to look for is the double die. This happens when the coin design is struck twice with a slight misalignment, leading to a doubling effect on parts of the design, often visible on the lettering or the year 1990. When this doubling is sharp and easy to see, the value of the coin can jump dramatically, especially when the coin is still in great condition. Collectors love double die quarters because they are relatively rare and make a bold statement in any collection. The 1990p quarter is also known for clad layer errors. which occur when the outer layer of nickel fails to properly bond with the copper core. This leads to parts of the coin looking discolored or revealing the reddish copper underneath. Sometimes, the entire layer peels away or is missing on one side, giving the coin a dramatic and unmistakable appearance. These are rare minting mistakes that grab the attention of serious collectors and coin dealers instantly. Another interesting and valuable variation is the broad strike error, where the coin is struck without the collar that forms the rim. The result is a coin that looks wider and flatter, lacking the familiar ridged edge. These coins often have a beautiful and unique shape, making them standout pieces in any coin collection. The broader and cleaner the strike, the more desirable the coin becomes. Now let's talk about how to spot these valuable errors yourself. Start with a careful visual inspection. Use a magnifying glass or a macro lens on your phone to examine the coin's date, lettering, and overall alignment. Check for doubling in the text, any off-center printing, or missing features. Then, look at the edges. Is there a full reeded edge or something missing? Does the coin look oddly wide or unusually shaped? These are clues that could lead you to a rare find. Also, don't forget to weigh your coin. The standard 1990p quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams. A significant difference in weight could suggest a planchet error or missing clad layer. If something looks or feels different, trust your instincts and investigate further. It could be a highly valuable mistake. Condition plays a critical role in a coin's final value. A 1990p quarter with a minting error that's still in uncirculated or mint condition can bring in far more than one that's heavily worn or scratched. That's why having your coin professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC can boost its credibility and give buyers confidence. A certified error coin in high grade is often the centerpiece of a collection and commands top dollar at auctions. Speaking of auctions, let's talk real-world examples. Over the years, rare 1990p quarters with noticeable errors have appeared at top auction houses, sparking bidding wars among serious collectors. From coins with missing clad layers to those struck off-center by more than 50%, these quarters have repeatedly proven their worth and have become hot items in the numismatic market. Demand continues to grow as more people become aware of these rare variants, driving values higher year after year. The beauty of the 1990p Washington quarter lies in its unexpected value. It's a modern coin that proves treasure can still be found in everyday places. Whether you're searching through old change, browsing flea markets, or going through inherited coin collections, this is one coin you don't want to overlook. It captures the imagination, excites the collector's spirit, and reminds us all that even the most common-looking coin can be something extraordinary. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much can one of these rare 1990p Washington quarters really be worth? Well, when you find the right combination, a clear and dramatic error, sharp detail, and mint condition, this coin has reached stunning values at auction. The highest known examples of this coin have sold for as much as $30,000. That's right, a simple quarter, minted in 1990 at the Philadelphia Mint, can be worth up to $30,000 when all the right elements align. So don't wait. Take a closer look at your quarters today. If you have a 1990p quarter that seems different or special, drop a comment below and tell us all about it. We'd love to hear your stories. Help identify any rare features, and maybe even feature your coin in one of our upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1990p Washington quarter, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another rare coin discovery. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and remember, every coin has a story, and yours might just be worth a fortune.